Mellifera, European honeybees, seem to lead a sweet existence, gathering pollen and turning it into gold. But beneath this bright image lies a dark reality. The colony exists to serve the queen, who lays the eggs that become the workers, who maintain the hive, and the warriors who defend it. Below the queen ranks the colony's young, its future. She who must be served and those who must survive dominate the hive's existence. But if something didn't keep the hive's inhabitants in line, bee society would fall apart. Every female has it in her to lay eggs, to be a queen. But the colony can have only one ruler. So, it has a police force to ensure that fact. Enforcer bees patrol constantly, checking the cells, tracing the lineage of suspect eggs, making sure the guard bees stay on their fuzzy toes. Revolutionaries. And in the hive, it takes very little to cross that line. All a rebellious female needs to do is lay an egg. By the regulations of the Mellifera police state, that's a crime. One bee is breaking the law. She deposits an egg in what she hopes is safety. If they thought they could get away with it, half the bees here would do the same. And the hive would fall into disarray. That's why police bees make their rounds, searching for evidence of insurrection. And they find it. For them, an outlaw egg contains the seeds of a colony's destruction, and so it must be destroyed. And to drive the lesson home, they brutalize the offender, keeping the hive safe and the queen's position secure. The natural order demands surrender. But in other realms, something far worse awaits. In Arizona, the kingdom of Polyergus needs its slaves. The queen has her consorts, the warriors, to do her bidding. All of these live royally, thanks to a servile class. Polyergus, the slave raider ant, requires slaves because the species has grown so specialized it cannot care for itself. Massive mandibles, perfect for killing, have little use off the battlefield. So this kingdom has two societies: those who reign and those who serve. The servant ants, dwarfed by their masters, are of the species Formica. They forage for food, raise the royal young, minister to the queen's every need and those of her workers. Born into bondage, they will die slaves. But this kingdom has woes. Its Formica slaves are dying of old age. It's time for the slave-raiding Polyergus to do what they do best: kill and plunder. A scout has found the Formica nest. She enlists a gang of raiders. A roiling mass of red aggression, spoiling for battle. In an instant, they're off. 1,500 to 2,000 ants flowing across the terrain with a single purpose: seize slaves. Streaming into the Formica nest, the Polyergus raiders unleash hell. They kill, but only when need be. They've really come to steal the unhatched Formica young. In a chilling display of single-minded oppression, Polyergus raiders blow past the startled Formica to grab as many pupae as they can. It's not unusual for raiders to carry off 500 to 800 new slaves, decimating a colony. The raiders transport the kidnapped Formica brood back to their kingdom. When the stolen Formica hatch, they will believe the Polyergus nest is where they belong. Another generation of Formica will become slaves. At the wrecked Formica nest, the queen roams amid the ruins, her offspring abducted and enslaved. She has been spared, but in other realms, others take no prisoners, slaughtering the defenseless to feed their own young. Winged horror has a name. Mandarinia, the giant hornet. Their empire reigns in dark, secluded places. These hornets are at the peak of their powers. Their queen is vigorous. Her workers are strong. Her fighters are many. Her brood chambers are full to bursting. Everywhere, mouths to feed. Countless larvae signal their relentless hunger by scratching at the walls of their cells. The grating drives the adult hornets into action. They have to feed the babies. And hornet babies live on flesh, ground into meatballs, and delivered by their caregivers. The larvae must feed constantly. So a single scout takes wing, ranging far afield to find fresh meat. And this scout has found a fat, defenseless target. A hive full of mellifera, European honeybees. The scout marks it with pheromones,